Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Unstoppable Denominators Wrestling Results here on this channel. So, the show opens with a video package of how Bobby Lashley earned a spot in the WWE Championship match at WWE Day 1. In-ring segment, we have Bobby Lashley in MVP. MVP grabs a mic and hypes up Bobby Lashley. He discusses Lashley's remarkable run last Monday when he defeated Kevin Owens, Big E, and Seth Rollins to clinch his spot in the title bout. MVP praises Lashley's athletic abilities and cautions everyone not to distract Bobby Lashley. Big E interrupts and comes to the ring. He congratulates Lashley for what he did last week, but he expresses his confusion as to why Lashley needed Iceberg Slim to help him win matches. Meaning as MVP, I'm guessing. The champion questions whether Lashley has the plums to beat him. Lashley says he didn't need any help, but he admits that fans are questioning whether he indeed can beat Big E. Lashley turns around on MVP and says, "In the spirit of competition, let's see if MVP can beat Big E." Lashley gets out of the ring and leaves MVP alone with the champion. Before anything can happen, Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins attack Lashley and subsequently turn their attention to Owens. Lashley rallies and clears the ring of the duo alongside Big E to set up the inevitable Can They Coexist tag team match. Video package recaps Bianca Belair's feud with Doudrop in an interview backstage. Belair says she's the EST and is in the final chapter of her rivalry with Doudrop. Are you sure about that? She's going to prove that no one can ever keep her down. Backstage we have Owens is trying to convince Rollins that they need to take Lashley out. Owens calls Lashley a muscular Benjamin Button before Adam Pearce stuns everyone with an announcement that Owens and Rollins will have to try and coexist in one of the most exciting tag team matches in Raw history against Big E and Lashley. Bianca Belair versus Doudrop. Belair might be the EST, but Doudrop overpowered Belair early on. The former champion rallies, but Doudrop takes control again. They exit the ring and fight on the outside. Belair slams Doudrop onto the floor. The woman battle on the top rope. Belair unsuccessfully rolled up Doudrop, but the powerhouse squashes the EST with a cannonball. Belair rallies with a flurry of offense and hits a crossbody. She hits a back handspring moonsault. Doudrop drops Belair with a powerbomb. Belair lifts Doudrop and hits the KOD for the win. Your winner, Bianca Belair. A video package recaps Austin Theory's feud with Finn Balor. Backstage, Theory says he feels like he's the luckiest superstar in the world. He thinks Vince McMahon sees him as a future WWE superstar, which I don't think he sees that, and hypes himself up. Finn Balor versus Austin Theory. Balor takes the fight to Austin Theory and sends him to the outside. They brawl and Theory gains the upper hand and grounds the former NXT champion and controls the match. Balor catches Theory with a drop kick to the face. Theory slams Balor face first onto the apron. He then slams Balor headfirst onto the floor. Theory dominates the bout through a commercial break, but the Prince rallies. Theory takes control again, and he takes a selfie. But this time it costs him because it allows Balor to catch him with a drop kick and the coup de grace for the win. Your winner, Finn Balor. Let's continue on to the next page. Come on. Video package recaps The Miz feud with Edge. Backstage, The Miz is talking to Omos before AJ Styles shows up. The A-lister tells the duo he'll see them in the ring. So Miz TV with AJ Styles and Omos. Miz discuss what happened last week. When Maurice slapped him, he says he loves his wife. And he indirectly asks her not to talk about their relationship on the cutting edge. Later tonight, he calls AJ Styles and Omos more combustible than Urban Mirror, whatever, and his former coaching staff. Styles fires back when The Miz questions his relationship with Omos by pointing out the Miz's issues with Maurice. The Phenomenal One calls their issues growing pains, but the emphasis that it happens. Styles pitches the idea that they should go for all the titles. The Miz says he heard a different opinion from Omos. He says that Omos told him that he's sick and tired of carrying the Phenomenal One. The Miz explains that Styles has been holding Omos back. He continues to stir the pot, but before Omos can speak for himself, the Mysterios come to the ring for their scheduled match with the former champions. AJ Styles and Omos versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Dominic starts the bout with Styles. The Phenomenal One drops Dominic with a backbreaker and controls the bout early on. He drops Dominic with a kick to the head. Rey tags in and stuns Styles with a flurry of offense, punctuated by the 619, but the former world champion blocks a frog splash. Omos refused to tag in, and the distraction lets Rey roll up Styles for the win. Your winners, Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Styles confronts Omos and hits him with a series of strikes. Omos slams Styles to the mat and tells him that the next time they see each other, it will be in a match. Ooh, boy. So, backstage, Austin Theory walks up to Mr. McMahon's office, but he doesn't knock on the door. He just walks away instead. Randy Orton versus Chad Gable with Otis. Both men showcase their technical powers early on. Orton's experience advantage gives him the upper hand, despite Gable's best efforts. Orton drops Gable with an RKO out of nowhere for the 3 count. Your winner, Randy Orton. Otis attacks Orton after the match and dodges 3 RKOs before he shoves the Viper out of the ring. Backstage, we have Lashley says he can't trust Big, but he's going to beat up Owens. Rollins and Big E is if he has to. MVP asks him about why he put him in the ring against Big E, but the Almighty blows him off. In a taped segment, Reggie and WWE 24/7 champion Dana Brooke, are at a Christmas light show. But they're not alone. Akira Tozawa, clad in the an elf costume, and Tamina sneak up on them. And R-Truth is disguised as Santana. Brooke brawls with Tamina, and Reggie helps her get away. Truth blames Akira for the setback, and Tamina yells at them again for costing them. WWE United States Championship Contenders match. Damian Priest versus Dolph Ziggler with Robert Roode. Priest and Ziggler feel each other out early on. The champion uses his powers advantage early on, but Ziggler gets a 2 count with a sunset flip. Priest slams Ziggler to the mat with a modified slapjack, but Ziggler catches him by a surprise with a superplex. Priest takes control again and drops Ziggler with a clothesline. He hits a broken arrow for a 2 count. The champion rocks Ziggler with a kick to the head, but Roode blindsides Priest. Furious Priest beats up Roode until he's counted out. Winner via countout, Dolph Ziggler. Priest keeps attacking Roode after the match, and he chases Ziggler out of the ring. He then hits Roode with a reckoning outside the ring. During an interview, Balor is discussing his victory over Theory before the latter attacks the Prince from behind. Theory takes a selfie and walks away. Theory goes to Mr. McMahon's office and apologizes for losing to Balor, but he points out that he still attacked him and took a selfie. Mr. McMahon says he could fire Theory, and he likes firing people, but he'll give him another chance instead. The boss tells Theory he has a match with Balor next week. Mr. McMahon then repeatedly says "ho ho ho" in the spirit of Christmas. So the cutting edge with Maurice. Right away, Maurice bashes The Miz because he doesn't let her talk. She says she doesn't like being here, but she wants a thank you for everything she does for their home and their business. Maurice says she does everything and she is exhausted. She knows Edge could have hurt her last week, and she worries about who would take care of her kids if that did happen. And Maurice was starting to cry. Maurice asked Edge if he have done that to his wife. Would have done that to his wife. Edge tells her he's sorry for life is a pathetic country song. He sees through her pain or plan, as he knows it's a setup so The Miz could attack him. Edge says he wouldn't do this to his wife because he respects her. The Miz indeed attacks Edge from behind as his music hits. Edge knew it was a setup, but he went for didn't go for his plan. Maurice hits Edge with from behind and slaps him, allowing The Miz to drop Edge with a skull-crushing finale. The show plays yet another reminder that Ver Mahan is coming to WWE Raw, which wasn't he already in Raw? I don't know. Rhea Ripley versus Queen Zelina. The Queen cuts a promo before the match. She gets upset when the fans boo her, but she reminds everyone that Rhea Ripley isn't royal enough to end her reign. Ripley takes the fight to Vega, but the Queen evades her. Vega catches Ripley with a inventive stunner. Ripley blasts Vega with a big boot. Vega keeps fighting and drills Ripley with a knee to the face. Ripley hits a riptide for the win. Your winner, Rhea Ripley. Backstage, Big E tells the interviewer not to say that filthy C word. Okay? When asked about his tag team match tonight, he says he has to lay hands on Rollins and Owens tonight. Lashley shows up and says he won't need MVP's help to win the title, but tonight he's focused on their match. He asks Big E if he can trust him, and the champion tells his partner to leave MVP in the back. In ring segment, we have Liv Morgan. In a promo, Liv Morgan talks about Rebecca, pretty much Becky Lynch, tried to hurt her before the title match. She says she knew she couldn't let Lynch get to the best of her. Morgan shares her thoughts process about following Lynch to her private gym. She then plays a digital exclusive video in which she tried and failed to attack Lynch at her gym. Morgan admits that Lynch was one step ahead of her, but she still views it as a win because she knows Lynch is threatened by her. Morgan criticizes Lynch for sacrificing one of her own students and calls this act disgusting. She vows to win their match at WWE Day 1. Morgan says Lynch can try to break her arm, but she'll break Lynch's face. Next, we have Lynch comes out and says her students know they have to their dues. Okay. Morgan says she only needed one arm to beat up Lynch. Lynch promises that at WWE Day 1, she'll show Morgan that luck runs out. Big Time Bex says Morgan can't handle the heat in the spotlight, but the challenger says she'll ring in the new year as the champion. Morgan throws a candlestick at Lynch and tells her she brought it for the champion. Lynch backs down from the fight and walks away. Next, we have Big E and Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. Lashley takes control by overpowering Rollins early on. Rollins evades the hurt lock and sends Lashley to the outside. Owens tags in and hits a senton before he grounds the former WWE champion. Rollins and Owens isolate the Almighty and drop him with a double suplex. Lashley gains some breathing room, and Big E makes the hot tag. Big E floors Owens with a rock bottom like slam. Owens nails Big E with a super kick. Rollins gets a 2 count with a frog splash. Owens gets another one with a swanton bomb. Lashley accidentally blasts Big E with a spear. He then drops Owens with a spear for the win. Winners, Big E and Bobby Lashley. Rollins and Owens attack Big E and Lashley with a steel chair. After the match, Owens hits Lashley with a apron powerbomb, and Rollins hits his signature stomp on Lashley on the steel steps. And Rollins and Owens shake hands and hug. They celebrate to end the show. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you guys do not miss an upload here on this channel of wrestling results. I'm going to be bringing you guys AEW Dark, I think Elevation, and then tomorrow will be NXT and AEW. It will be AEW Dark. So anyways, guys, I'm unstoppable and I'm out.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to Blonde and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy ass bitch motherfucker.